Hi, I'm Valerie Bodell, and welcome to the Tattoo Trio. This is a series of 3 related courses, but they're not prerequisites of each other, so you can take any one, any 2, or all 3. They are each a 5-week, 1-credit course, and most of what I'm telling you now is in D2L, but there's a couple things I want to let you know in particular, and of course there's no books to buy. Should tell you that too. So my contact information is in D2L, and all this stuff is probably in the course information tab in the content if you'd like to look it up. Otherwise, I want to let you know the best way to contact me is by email. I generally respond to emails within 24 hours, but I check my email a lot less often on the weekends. So please don't wait until late in the week to realize that you don't know what you're supposed to do. Read your assignments early. Contact me with any questions while I have time to help you. If you'd like to talk on the phone, my number is 423-439-7182, and that's my direct office line, so feel free to leave a message. And again, if it's after 4:30 or the weekend, I'm not going to get that message. I'll listen to it when I come in again the next appropriate morning. So again, don't leave emergency information on there. I won't get it. Let's see, if you'd like to meet in person, just give me a call or send me an email and we'll arrange a time to meet. All right, this is important. To be eligible to pass this class, you must turn in at least 1 assignment from each week's choices. So if you miss a due date, turn it in late anyway. You'll get partial credit, and if you don't turn it in, if you miss a week and don't turn anything in, you won't pass the class, period. So if stuff's going on in your life, let me know. I try to be flexible. These are only 5-week classes, so there's only a certain amount of time anyway. But just keep that in mind. Turn something in. If you're in more than one of these tattoo classes, keep in mind that the final paper must be a different final paper for each of these classes. And that's actually true throughout the university. You can't use a paper from one class in another class. That's actually plagiarizing yourself. You can reference your own paper, and you would cite it just like you'd cite anybody else, but you have to write a new paper for each class. Okay, let's move on to discussions. If you participate in a discussion, to get full credit, you must actually be a part of the conversation. So for posts, I'll be looking for a paragraph or 2 that presents your ideas. Maybe use examples from the reading where it's appropriate. I'm not really worried about proper English or spelling, just that you're getting ideas and that you're communicating them. For replies, just saying, I agree or good post won't be enough. You would need to take the conversation a step further. If you can't say anything else about what they've talked about, bring up something new. But either way, you'll have to do a little bit more than just agreeing. And I do post grades for discussions in 2 parts. So after you post, you'll see some points, and after you reply, you'll see more. So you'll always know where you stand. If I don't do that, I've had a senior moment. Let me know if I've missed something of yours. Don't be shy, because if you don't tell me, I may not notice. I may not go back and see it. There is an open discussion board in each class. You can post anything there you want, class related or not. I will read it. I do read all of your posts, but I only generally respond if you've asked a specific question. So if you do ask a specific question and I don't respond, here we are, senior moment again. So don't be shy to let me know that you asked something that I didn't reply to. Okay, your final assignment is a formal paper, 1,000 to 1,500 words, 5 to 7 pages or more. You're welcome to write more for anything. I emphasize the word formal because I will be looking for an introduction with a thesis statement, a body, and a conclusion with a works cited section at the end. You will need to cite in the text when appropriate, and I'm looking for proper English, proper punctuation, no bullet points. Everything follows a logical progression, and you're welcome to turn in a draft if you like. In fact, you can always turn in a draft of everything if you would like to. Just turn it in early enough for me to make comments and for you to make any changes you'd like to make. And this brings me to turn it in. Turnitin is a plagiarism detection application that is within D2L, and I have turned it on for every written assignment, just so you can get used to seeing it if you'd like, or you can use it. Some students in the past have turned in papers for other classes. Just if you're going to do that, write me a little note so I don't freak out that I think this is supposed to be for this class, or that you've turned in something and you've switched classes by accident. You will see a little rectangle. It might take a while, up to 15 minutes, for the report to appear. But when you see that little rectangle, click on it and you'll see the same report I see. And it will highlight everything that it believes comes from someone else's paper, or from a different paper, I should say. It may even be your own paper, a past paper perhaps. So check those highlighted sections if you're going to use Turnitin. Make sure each one is cited correctly, or it could just be a very common phrase. When I was younger, and if I had used the phrase "go jump in a lake," that would probably have been caught, because everybody said it. It was so common that if I had put it in my paper, surely Turnitin rather would have noted it, but it wouldn't really have been a plagiarism. Okay, so if that number gets up to 40, 45, 50, especially higher than that, it's too high. Even if you have cited correctly, you still need to write your own paper. So if that much of your paper is coming from somewhere else, it's too much. So something to help with that, or if you're having trouble getting enough words or enough pages, after each little section, ask the reporter questions. The who, what, why, when, where, and how. If you have answered those questions where appropriate for each section, you'll probably have put in quite a bit of your own words. But if you're still needing more, ask yourself after each paragraph or at the end of the paper, what next? What does that mean? In other words, if all that I've written is true, what does that mean for the larger picture, the bigger world? Or what would the next step be for someone else researching this or interested in finding out what's going to happen in the future? If you still need help, feel free to ask. I'll be happy to take a look at papers. I like reading papers, and especially if people write about stuff that they're interested in. So it kind of brings me to the next point. These 3 classes mostly discuss contemporary tattoos. I've thrown in a little history just so we don't end up plopping down in the middle of nowhere. But don't let the class content limit you, especially on your final papers, but even on the other papers. Write about what interests you. If you're interested in it, your paper will be more interesting. So don't feel limited. If you're unsure about your topic, ask me. I'll be happy to let you know, but I've never yet turned down a topic, as long as it's related to tattoos in some way. And part of what interests me about tattoos is that they are autobiographical. So while a lot of tattoos are private, many are public. And just like all art, they're open to interpretation. So what the person who has the tattoo may have attached, the meaning they attach to that tattoo, may not be what a viewer understands. So be aware of that, and presumably most people who have tattoos are probably already aware of that, but they need to accept the fact that we may not get the meaning that they're trying to communicate. So a casual viewer may never know what the meaning of that particular tattoo is. But if you engage with someone who has a tattoo, ask them about their art, you may get to know a little bit more about the person. You may get to find out something really interesting. So I look forward to learning a little bit about you guys and learning about what interests you. I look forward to working with you in class. Thank you.